Okay guys, we're doing this in a bit of a different area now. Just spice it up a bit. Wait, sorry, my hands. They got me, so, correction. They've gotten rid of all the daytime kind of order workers. Oh my god, they've gotten rid of, kind of orders got rid of the contracts of all the daytime. Oh my god, security guard for them. Which is why I've been still doing kind of order. Been getting less hours, but it's that time of the year, you know? It's that time of the year, and this is what happened last year. And it's also what happened in 2002, but I started in October 2002 doing security. And what happened was they were just barely scraping by, barely giving me 30 hours then, but I was just happy at the time because I just got started and the contract was they had to give me a minimum of 30 hours. And 2 or 3 times, they didn't give me, 2 or 3 weeks, they didn't give me 30 hours. They still had to pay me for it, but I was just happy to have a job back then because I was unemployed for 2 months. And it does a number. Well, it does a number, you know, financially, you know. So why do I sometimes struggle to receive instruction from those who are doing better than me? Well, first of all, before I get into that, I take the focus pills, 1 a day, you know, because that's what I was always doing. Was there a time I was taking 2 a day? But the last time I was taking them 1 a day. And yeah, obviously it takes time to kick into play, but first day was yesterday and second day is today. So I had 2 tablets over 2 days. But it's going to take a bit of time, but I'm picking that it's obviously the medication obviously doesn't change who I am. It just means I'm more focused. It means I'm more quick to take action because 50 is just a number, right? Yeah, 50 things. I'm not thinking of 50 things. I'm thinking of 15. And it's not like, oh, okay, so which one's first? Because I mean, I always put work first, you know, because the daily things, you know, I always put in the, also listen to the body, you know, I will listen to the body when I wake up, but the bare minimum for the gym is like 3 to 4 times a week, you know, I'm always pushing for more because I always love it when I get there. And if I want to go after work and I have my gear in the car, because going home is... It's a mental game to get to the gym, you know, you go home, you know, you drive past the gym, you go home, you pack up all your stuff away, and then there's all these distractions. I'm going to do my check call in a minute, so we're allowed to do it between 2:45 and 1/4 the hour, and right now it's 5 to 9, started at 7. So yes, boom, on target. Once I get to December, you know, once we get to like the new year, you know, the last week of December, like the new year, my new step towards stopping the continuous uploading on here is going to be 1 10-minute recording each week. Other than that, I might just, 1 10-minute recording each week. You know, I might like have some 60-second recordings, but not for the sake of it, you know what I mean? because half of the reason why I still do what I do is because I've got into the habit. Now that's the positive of autism. If you can use that to your positive, it's going to take a hell of a lot to change your habits if your habits are good. And that's you deliberately changing them. And it's literally impossible for people to peer press you into changing your good routine, into changing your good habits. That's the positive. And in my 20s, for that 5-year period when I was trying to heal myself, was because I couldn't adapt just like that. I've never been good at clicking the finger. I just do this for a joke. Yes, the spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down in the most delightful way. Oops, dropped some coffee. Oh, that's why I have to literally do all my washing and literally do it. I can't just... Now, a lot of people were complaining about how the movie was much better than the book of Forrest Gump, because the book of Forrest Gump was ridiculous, but for me, I just found that the movie was great because it was like a feel-good movie. You could relate to the character, and wouldn't that be wonderful? But the book was just as awesome for me because it basically reminded me of myself, except for if I was born and raised, and if I was a baby boomer and I was born and raised in America, then yeah. Forrest Gump, the book, when I was reading it, studying autism, it felt like if I was born and raised in America and I was a baby boomer, wow. Because you became state champion. Okay, so here in New Zealand we have regions, like the Hawke's Bay region has 120,000 people when I was living there, so it might be 40,000, right? So he's got 16 rugby clubs, right? So that's the regional championships there. There might be more since I left, but 16 rugby clubs, right? And they have a regional championship. And then, and then they have a first 15, second 15, and then they have, again, I'm going by when I was playing, and I stopped competitively playing rugby when it was 2008, but I've been doing martial arts and gym and stuff since, But first 15, second 15, obviously they had the women's team, so they might have more women's teams now, you never know, because they put the women's rugby, not just the Black Ferns, but they put the Black Ferns, and they put they've got a women's team for each Super Rugby club. They used to just have the Super Rugby team, and then they'd have like the under 19s or the under 20s of that Super Rugby team. But now they've got a Super Rugby women's team. Maybe I just didn't take notice of it back then. Anyway, very similar. Mary Poppins. They're saying the same thing about Mary Poppins. And I'm like, God, why would I want to, read this book? But I was thinking the same thing, but maybe I could do because, not to mention that Forrest Gump starts thriving and he becomes the most, he owns a business that's the most, the prosperous, that everyone goes there for seafood. But that's because in the first book he does all these things. Either they just fall flat on their face, or he succeeds for 2 or 3 years and then he's at a crossroads and he has to make a decision of what to do. And he operates with the level of knowledge he has at the time, but he fails. And that was not the right decision. But the third option that always happens is he makes the right decision, but he trusts the wrong people and they rip him off and screw him over. But in the second book, Gump and Co., he doesn't trust people very easily. He doesn't make the same decisions, and he focuses on his